Real Husbands of Midnight Poppyland, in which we interview husbands of real-life fans. Thank you so much to everybody who participated in these interviews. Introduce yourself. Who are you? Husband 1, Scott. Scott is married to Veronica, who writes fanfic and has been a frequent co-host on the podcast.
Scott, I am Veronica's lucky companion in this world. I don't know, I'm in the tech business.
Husband 2, Colin. Colin is married to Elisabeth, who writes fanfic and has also been a frequent co-host on the podcast.
So we live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We've been married for about 7.5 years. We're both huge nerds. That's kind of how we connected on comic books, video games, sci-fi and fantasy.
Husband 3, Johnny. Johnny is married to Emery, who edits some of the audio and is also a co-host on the podcast.
I live in Massachusetts. I worked as a help desk technician, so kind of like the techie guy. And I've been, at least for me, I've been into anime since I was a kid, and into manga, comics, all that kind of stuff.
Husband 4, Yvonne. Yvonne is married to Nora, who writes fanfic and who had one of her fanfics made into a comic by Lily. You will hear the story now.
The backstory, for those of you who had looked at it, I've been going through cancer treatment, end of June, got diagnosed, went into surgery right away. Kind of a whirlwind, immediately went into chemo right after surgery. Chemo's over, but once you're in chemo, it's kind of bedridden, really fatigued. So one of the things that we were doing was Midnight Poppyland, my wife Nora. She was really into it, and that was kind of her out. I think it gave her a social structure, it gave her something to a community in a time of quarantine and less social interaction. So her birthday was coming up, being bedridden. I was like, I'm gonna be the bad husband. I had cancer, going through that, and I still was like, what am I gonna do? So I took a Hail Mary pass and kind of contacted Lily through Instagram. I had to find all of her contact information. Submitted that, and she responded back immediately, very positive. I pulled her fanfic, which I had to squirrel away out of the computer, sent it to Lily, all this behind her back, trying to hide all the scripts and everything. And I have 26 emails back and forth with Lily, just figuring out like timeline, how we're going to coordinate this, what delivery method. She sent me, rough drafts. It was really fun. And in the end, Nora really enjoyed it. And obviously she hates attention. So I told Lily, yes, it has to go public across the site, and Lily didn't disappoint.
Husband 5, Luigi. Luigi is married to Julia.
Well, my name is Luigi. I am a pretty big fan of Midnight Poppyland, I would say. Julia got me into it around around the start of the pandemic as well. At first, took some convincing to get me to start reading it, but as soon as I got the ball rolling, I could not stop. I could not wait till the next episode.
Husband 6, Antonio. Antonio is married to Emily.
Hi, my name is Antonio. I'm from Penrith, New South Wales, Australia. I'm 24, studying a secondary high school teaching course.
Husband 7, Ben. Ben is married to Haley, who is a co-host on the podcast.
My name is Ben. I'm 6'8". Haley
yes, we know this actually because Haley has said this many, many times.
Okay, yeah, she told you already. Yeah, Haley and I have been together for about 7 years. We've known each other since we were small children.
Oh, wow.
Got married over a year ago.
Husband 8, Yoel/Johan. Johan is married to me.
This man that you see beside me, who are you?
Me? I'm your husband. I am Johan 𝗥𝗲𝗱. I am from the Netherlands, And I live now in New Jersey, and I'm married to this wonderful purple-haired lady.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how obsessed is your wife with Midnight Poppyland?
I would say that she is definitely like a solid 9.
Like 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 obsessed.
Funny.
Probably about 9.5.
I would say a 10.
Do you read Midnight Poppyland?
I do not.
I do not.
So I do read it every time that it comes out, because my wife always, every time she finishes, she comes running after me squealing, saying, "Hey, this is the new episode came out."
I don't. She's shown me bits and pieces of it, but no, I have not read it myself.
I tried many times.
Describe Midnight Poppyland in 1 sentence.
Okay, so I really only know anything about the 2 main characters. There's a plot about a journal and some bushes.
I mean, it's almost like I want to say star-crossed lover type.
A girl from a small editing, like book editing company, went through some hardship, kind of ran into a guy.
Alternate universe where Tora's gangster enforcer and Poppy's some beautiful woman who he's attracted to.
Girl meets criminal.
What is your wife's Midnight Poppyland reading ritual? How does she react?
She'll give me the clues like, hey, remember, I got this coming up. All right, so just back off, get away from me. Give me my space. I know there was one episode where it was like a big bombshell for everybody, like a big one. And she was pretty upset.
Usually at sometime in the evening on Fridays, she gets really quiet and looks at her phone for like half an hour. Well, she doesn't get like super outwardly excited, but like definitely like even if we're doing something else, we'll often like kind of like scoot away and be like, oh, it's out, and then scroll.
So after she comes from work, she gets ready, she does all her stuff because she has to be completely free by the time the episode releases. Once that episode releases, I kind of notice because she goes completely silent.
She has to look at the episode first. Those are the rules. And then she's begrudgingly, do you want to look at it? And I tell her every time, if it's something you enjoy, I give it a try. She she likes to go and hide, but you'll hear her sitting in her chair, kind of snickering to herself, laughing. She'll laugh out loud.
Like as soon as the notification comes out on her phone, she's like, "Oh my God, Midnight Poppyland! Like, I'm gonna read it like right now." Like, I'm like, all right, like, cool. Like, her enthusiasm is like through the roof. Like, her face glows as soon as it comes up, and she's like on that.
Every week she's like, how can they do this to me? She'll just get up and go into the room, like into our bedroom, and she'll just disappear. And then she'll come back and she'll go, no, that's not okay. They can't do that to me.
Whenever I'm in the living room, I'm just sitting doing my own thing, watching TV. She's like screaming while she's reading her comics. I was like, what are you yelling about?
Yeah.
She gets real quiet and she just stares at her phone, and then she screams every so often, and then she just tells me out loud, I'm gonna read it over again.
And sometimes I look over your shoulder and you go like, oh no. Or you snicker or you laugh. I can distinguish when you're reading the comic, when you're reading the fans' comments, you're doing that, I can distinguish. And when you're reading, not safe for work.
Are you jealous of Tora?
Am I jealous of Tora? No. He's got tattoos and I got tattoos, and I think Veronica, for reasons that may or may not be accurate, likens me to hint?
Not necessarily. Yeah, I don't think you'd go after like possibly violent mafia, like cold, sometimes distant people.
Not at all. Because of it, I mean, I recognize that he's you know, he portrays as this alpha, and that kind of does attract women. But at the end of the day, still a fictional character.
Yep. Has Emery ever mentioned to you that your hat is like one of Tora's hats?
I'll let you in a little secret. That's the exact reason why she actually bought it.
I'll openly tell you. I mean, he's a good-looking guy. I mean, if you don't look at that guy and go, like that's a guy.
Sometimes, yeah, a little jealous. Well, he's like portrayed like he's gigantic. He's like what, 6'2", 6'3", maybe, yeah. So I'm not that. So there's that. I'm not that.
I wish I could be that tall if Tora's the character that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Because I'm like 5 foot nothing. But yeah, my height's always been one of my least favorite features. So as soon as I saw Tora, I was like, damn, he's tall.
No. I'm interested by him, I guess. But
You'd want to work out with him?
yeah, sure. Ask him about gang life.
I'm not jealous of Tora that he's ripped and like really good looking and like has a really, really messed up upbringing, traumatized. Shouldn't be dating shouldn't be dating Puppy because like that's kind of like, dangerous person. I'm jealous a little bit.
Do you know what the $5 Patreon tier is?
I don't know what it is, but I can make assumptions about it. It has something to do with another level up. Oh, is that where you like get the advanced like inside scoop on things and get to see things earlier and stuff like that? Or
Yes.
Oh, so it's more pornographic.
Oh, is that picture? Is that special pictures? Is that what we're talking about? Okay, yeah. I didn't know that was
special pictures.
I didn't. Yes, very specific special pictures.
Oh, you mean that part? What she calls it? SG? Oh, yes.
I would say it is a mood enhancer. We'll go with that. It's always, do you want to see the secret garden? Like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I always know when the secret garden's out. So
I don't personally like participate in it, but from what I understand, what she does with it, like she sees like a lot of like the art, the process of like behind the scenes, maybe like a couple deleted things, and she'll see like a couple like spicy things, and she'll like bring it up to me. And she's like, "Oh, like this like makes it like a lot more interesting. Like this is worth the investment." Like,
No,
but she did show me a little bit, and like I've seen like the artist photos and stuff.
The NSFW.
Yeah, I've seen. I mean, it's good artwork, and it's
spicy.
Yeah, spicy, I guess. I don't really have much to say about it, I guess.
Okay. We'll leave it unsaid.
Well, it really improves my sex life.
How has Midnight Poppy Lunch changed your and your partner's life?
But this is like, it's almost like a safe harbor, right? Where you can establish relationships, friendships, have this sort of commonality that's seemingly pretty insulated from all this other shit going on around us. And I think that's been great. It's been great for her, and presumably great for others as well.
I mean, on one hand, it means that pretty much every discussion that I have right when I get home from work is about her fic. Yeah. Or Midnight Poppy Land in general, which isn't, it's very clear that it's a strong creative outlet for Elisabeth that she has been needing or wanting, right?
Gives us things to talk about, things to speculate about, and it's been a lot of fun. it has brought us even closer. We're close already, but it has even brought us even closer because, you know, we found something new together that we can actually experiment and that we can actually talk about.
I think it's brought us closer together. It's given us something to relate to. Still trying to find time to enjoy what she enjoys.
I feel like it added like another layer of connection between us. Because, like, you know, we both enjoyed the story, and, you know, I would always mention to her that, you know, like I feel like you love this comic so much because I see a lot of Poppy in you.
She's really started pushing me to get tattoos.
Really?
Watching Haley read something has made me want to read more. Like, I never used to enjoy reading a whole lot. Like, I'd rather go outside and run around, but watching her read comics and all of her books and whatnot kind of made me want to start reading again. So I've been reading all my own books and stuff. And
You were not in a good space, and then you started reading Midnight Populand, and you could express yourself.
Thank you so much for checking out Real Husbands of Midnight Poppyland. Check out the full interviews, where you will also hear the husbands try to guess who 21 characters are in increasing difficulty, and have a rapid-fire round of word associations. Thank you once again to all the husbands who participated. This interview was made great because of you.